If you're someone who distances yourself from family drama, who stops showing up at gatherings, who stops replying to conflict-filled messages, you've probably been called cold, selfish, ungrateful. Maybe they've told you that you abandoned your family, that you don't care about anyone. But you're not cold, you're not selfish, and you're not incapable of love, because there's something no one talks about when this topic comes up. The person who walks away from family drama isn't always running away. Sometimes they're the only one who understands exactly what's going on. Let me paint a picture. You're at a family gathering. The atmosphere is already heavy before anyone even sits at the table. The same old conflicts return like a rehearsed script. The same accusations, the same alliances, the same heavy silences. And at some point, you simply stop. You stop arguing. You stop defending yourself. You stop showing up. And then you become the villain of the story. But what if psychology explained this behavior in a completely different way than the judgment you received? And more than that, what if the person who walked away is precisely the one who truly understood what was at stake? Hold on to that thought for a moment, because psychology has looked at this from an angle that changes everything. Psychology has a name for what's happening here. In the 1950s, a psychiatrist named Murray Bowen began studying families in a way no one had done before. Instead of looking at individuals in isolation, he observed the family as a single emotional system, a living organism where the emotions of one member ripple through the entire system, like a current that passes through everyone without the need for words. He identified this phenomenon as emotional contagion. Think about how the mood of one person at the head of the table could change the atmosphere of the entire dinner before a single word is spoken. The tension moves, it spreads, and it conditions the responses of everyone around, often before any explicit conflict even begins. But Bowen's core concept was something else. He called it differentiation of self, the ability to remain a distinct individual within an emotionally fused family system. It's the ability to know who you are, what you feel, and what you will or will not participate in, without needing the family to agree with it. This is where neuroscientist Stephen Porges comes in. His polyvagal theory explains that the nervous system learns to classify environments as safe or threatening. When a family repeatedly trains the system, the body starts reacting before the mind even processes what's happening. It's not your imagination, it's neurological. But here's what changes everything. Differentiation doesn't manifest the same way in everyone. In fact, there are three very distinct psychological profiles of people who walk away from family drama, and which one you are completely changes the meaning of what you did. The first is what psychology calls the chronically activated. This person doesn't pull away by conscious choice. Their body does it for them. In situations of family conflict, the nervous system immediately goes into threat mode. A racing heart, a scattered mind, the urge to leave the room before even understanding why. This is the polyvagal theory in action, a nervous system that has been conditioned to associate the family environment with real danger. Think of the metaphor of a smoke detector that has been triggered so many times that it now goes off at the smell of burnt toast. It's not an exaggeration. It's not weakness. It's your body doing exactly what it learned to do. The strength of this profile is an extraordinary sensitivity to relational danger. It detects signals that others miss. The cost is that this detector might go off even in situations that, in reality, are already safe. The person withdraws from interactions that could be different because the system is still operating in the past. The second profile is the pattern recognizer. This person has identified the cycles within their family system. The triangulation, the scapegoating, the martyr cycle. They have seen the same conflict play out so many times that they can predict the moves before they even begin. And at some point, they simply put their piece down on the board. It's the chess player who finally sees 3 moves ahead and decides not to play this game anymore. But there's a detail most people miss. They aren't walking away from the people. They are walking away from the pattern. Researchers call this capability systemic hypervigilance, the ability to detect dissonance before it becomes an explicit conflict. The strength of this profile is clarity. The cost is that this clarity can look like coldness to those who are still in the fog. To someone who doesn't see the pattern, it looks like disinterest. And so the person becomes the distant character in the family, even though they are the only one who truly grasps what's going on in the system. The third profile is the differentiated adult. This one is the rarest and the most misunderstood of all. This person has done the inner work. They can define who they are, what they value, and what they will or will not participate in, without needing the family's approval or agreement. They don't need distance to feel safe. They choose distance strategically, as a boundary defined by values, not as an escape. Bowen had a perfect metaphor for this. It's the tree with roots deep enough that the storm doesn't dictate which way it grows. You are not broken. In fact, this is the stage that Bowen considered the healthiest an individual can reach within a family system. It's not indifference, it's not arrogance, and it's not a lack of love. The strength of this profile is true autonomy. The cost is that the calm this person radiates can seem, to those in the eye of the family hurricane, like total abandonment, as if they don't care. But it's exactly the opposite. They care enough not to destroy themselves in the process. So, which of these are you? Did you recognize yourself in the first, the second, or the third? Hold on to that question, because now comes the part that changes the entire understanding. Where did any of these profiles come from? Think about what it was like to be a child in your family. Not in general, specifically. Were you the child who tried to make peace when the adults fought? The one who stayed invisible to avoid causing more trouble? The one who always took the blame, regardless of what had happened? These roles have names in family systems theory, and they aren't accidents. They are adaptive responses. A child's nervous system learns very early on what is safe and what is threatening within the family environment, and it shapes their behavior around that. Attachment theory, developed by John Bowlby and Mary Ainsworth, goes even deeper. The relationship patterns you developed in childhood within your family, anxious, avoidant, disorganized these patterns, became the blueprint your mind uses to navigate relationships as an adult, including family ones. And the paradox that psychology consistently documents is this. The most emotionally sensitive child in a family often becomes the adult most likely to step away from the drama. Not because they care less, but because they feel more. Your biological response didn't fail. You weren't weak, and you weren't wrong for needing protection. Your withdrawal wasn't chosen out of nowhere. It was learned. This isn't damage. This is data. So the question remains, which of these roles was yours? The peacemaker, the invisible one, or the scapegoat of the story? However, we've reached the uncomfortable part, and it's important to listen to this honestly. Knowing where it came from doesn't automatically tell you if what you're doing now is healing, or if it's just the old pattern in a new form. There's a real difference between stepping away and running away. And that difference isn't in external behavior. It's in what happens inside you when you are far away. Stepping away from a place of differentiation is a choice. It's clear, not reactive. It allows for the possibility of re-engagement on different terms. The person who steps away like this can think about their family without their body collapsing. There is peace in the distance, not forced silence. It's a boundary that comes from values, not from fear. Running away from a place of unresolved fear is something else. It's reactive. The wound remains open. Guilt follows you like a shadow, and the thought of them still makes your body react even when they aren't in the room. So, the true diagnostic test is this. When you think of them, when their name pops up on the screen, when a holiday approaches, what do you feel? Is it peace? Or is your body going on high alert again? Did stepping away bring clarity? Or did it only bring silence? Because silence is not peace. Silence can be the exact same old system, just quieter. It's not coldness. It's calibration. It's not running away. It's a stance. But the honest question that remains is, are you the one who left to protect yourself, or the one who left to avoid feeling? And if you are honest with your own answer, that answer is the beginning. Not of guilt, of awareness. And whatever your answer is, there is something important that no one told you. This is your permission. Stepping away from family drama is not the same as abandoning your family. Protecting your nervous system is not abandonment. Choosing not to participate in a dynamic that dysregulates you is not cruelty. It's self-authorship. You can love someone and refuse to be destroyed by the dynamic around them. There is no rule that says family love means unlimited tolerance for chaos. There is no law that says because someone is blood, you must subject your mental health to what it can no longer bear. You are not cold. You are not selfish. You are not ungrateful. You are someone who learned to protect what is hardest to recover, your own ability to function, to relate, to be present for the people you have chosen. Leave a comment about when you first realized that the family drama wasn't about any of the actual issues on the table. I read every single one. And if this resonated, take care of your peace.